First and foremost, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to everyone for being here today. In particular, I want to acknowledge and appreciate the parents and families who are here. You honor us with your presence, and I thank you all very much for the support and strength you've shown. I also want to extend a special thank you to the amazing team at Samaritan's Purse for their tireless efforts. They've been on the front lines, doing the hard work, helping those in need, and making a difference when it's needed most. Now, Hurricane Helen. It turned out to be one of the most destructive storms we've seen in recent history. From what I've been told by all the relief professionals, the people who specialize in disaster response and deal with these situations day in and day out, none of them can remember seeing anything like this. This storm wasn't just another hurricane. It was a disaster of historic proportions. The city of Valasta has suffered immensely. It has been devastated to a degree that is hard to describe. There is devastation everywhere you look. The community is in serious trouble and thousands of people are without basic necessities. Power is out in large areas, food and fuel supplies are dangerously low, and people are struggling to get by. We've done everything we can to bring in help. We've brought in significant supplies of food, water, and fuel to try to alleviate some of the burden. But that is just the beginning. I spoke to Elon Musk recently because communications in the region have been completely cut off. People have no way of contacting the outside world. To address that, we're working to get Starlink up and running in those areas to restore communications. Elon has always been someone we can count on in situations like this, and I know he'll come through again. We're going to make sure that we get these communities connected as quickly as possible, because without communication, it's almost impossible to effectively coordinate relief efforts. Our hearts go out to each and every person affected by this disaster. We will be with you for as long as it takes to rebuild. We won't just provide temporary relief and then leave. We're going to be there the whole time, helping you recover, restoring your homes, and rebuilding your lives. The American spirit is one of resilience, perseverance, and community. When disasters like this happen, when our fellow citizens are in desperate need, politics takes a backseat. We're not here to talk about elections or political agendas. Right now, our priority is to help those in need. We must all come together, united as Americans, to provide the support and assistance our neighbors need. That's what has always made this country great: our ability to look out for each other, to lend a hand when it's needed most, and to stand strong in the face of adversity. I want to commend the governor for the work he's doing in response to this disaster. He's been working tirelessly, but he's facing challenges in getting the federal assistance he needs. Unfortunately, the president has been hard to reach, and the federal response has been slow. The governor has been trying to get through, but so far there's been little communication from the White House. It's disappointing to say the least. And in a situation like this, we need responsiveness from every level of government. The vice president, I understand, is out on the campaign trail focusing on fundraising, which is important in its own right. But there's an urgent need for leadership and attention to this disaster. We can't afford to have our leaders absent during a crisis of this magnitude. The governor is doing his best, but he needs more support from the federal government. At the same time, North Carolina has been hit extremely hard by this storm. In fact, it's one of the hardest hit areas, and right now, large parts of the state are completely cut off. Communication lines are down, making it impossible for people to get help. We're coordinating with local officials to get the state connected again, but it's a slow process because of the level of destruction. Right now, it's almost impossible to get to some of the hardest hit areas. We're doing everything we can, and we have teams on the ground working around the clock. In Valasta, we're working closely with the mayor, the congressman, and other local officials to deliver aid. I'm here with Franklin Graham, who has done an incredible job leading the relief efforts through Samaritan's Purse. There's no one better than Franklin when it comes to disaster relief. He's been a constant presence, always stepping up in times of crisis, and I'm proud to work with him and his team. The work they've done over the years is nothing short of remarkable, and this situation is no exception. Over the past 24 hours, I've been in contact with Governor Brian Kemp of Georgia, Governor Roy Cooper of North Carolina, and several local officials from the hardest hit areas. I've assured them that we are fully committed to providing whatever resources and support they need. I've also told them that I plan to personally visit the affected areas as soon as possible. However, we want to make sure that my visit doesn't interfere with the emergency response efforts that are currently underway. The focus right now must be on saving lives, restoring order, and providing immediate relief to those in desperate need. Once we're confident that the situation is under control, I will be on the ground to assess the damage and see firsthand what more we can do to help these communities recover. The devastation left in the wake of Hurricane Helen is hard to comprehend. Millions are without power. Thousands of families have lost their homes completely. Whole neighborhoods have been wiped out, and many towns are completely cut off because major roads have been damaged or blocked. The scale of the destruction is overwhelming, and it's going to take a massive, coordinated effort to rebuild. But to everyone affected by this storm, to all the families who have lost so much, please know that you are not alone. Our entire nation stands with you in this difficult time. President Biden, myself, and all the dedicated people working behind the scenes are committed to doing everything we can to support you. We will continue to provide the resources and support you need to recover and rebuild. And we will stay with you for as long as it takes, no matter how long the road to recovery may be.